12 gang or no gang?
Are you impure, visual through tripping? It's a miracle I ensure spiritual nutrition. Don't need a watch but time, I'm so ahead of mine. A righteous man falls 7 times, but the highest mountain you better climb. You better get up, man of God. I know it seems hard and you can't land a job. It's either daytime or Suge Knight here. Even on death row, we gotta fight the good fight here. We inhale and I know life be life and toxic relationships. You and wife be fighting, kids hear it. Praying to God in his spirit. In the name of his son, spear to his ribs, pierce it. Israelites in shambles, how did we get here? Look in your house and ask how many demons live here. We need a Porsche so we can shift gears and get back to bringing the fish near. I swear we need some new changes this year. Some elders sat back and watched it happen like a screenplay, didn't want to stop the action. Things went public, y'all been mourning for weeks. They want me to warn the wolf instead of warning the sheep. We acting like thug goons, you gonna get put in the mud soon. Passover and we just had a blood moon. It's like we love doom, the way we bring other people down with us, even if they was always down with us. I got a ghost rider, Holy Spirit right for me. I didn't have to battle cause the Father fight for me. Maybe I'm the Lord's anointed cause my choice appointed. Probably thought I failed by now so they disappointed. Or maybe I don't make it cause the mark of the beast I won't take it. Authentic and I won't fake it. I love my haters, but if you put your hand out, I won't shake it. Nigga, I'm probably gonna break it. I swear the Israelites are getting worse than the churches, homie. The ones doing the work will be the first to put curses on me. Don't want my baby will, they want a hex or a crazy spell. Got guardian angels, I think it's Michael or Gabriel. I speak in thunders, you stare and wonder, my voice is light. I'm shining like diamonds, I see your ice and it's moist at nights. 1,000-page book, I can write all the shit I gone through. Got some dogs in the world, I'll come and get you. I sick them on you, controlling the sheep cause you know they weak, this is sorcery. Hard to separate the real from the fake, lot of forgery. You say the Lord's name, you want something, he not a genie. I'm in the third heaven, hearing lessons, you gotta see me. It's World War III, Magog, it's Vladimir. Waiting to see the missiles blaze off in the stratosphere. The elect get the victory and I'm cheering through the crowd. My prayers be going through layers, they piercing through the clouds. God doing miracles today and I'm living proof. Snake niggas trying to get me to eat the forbidden fruit. Ain't moving off the corner till we done, better call a sheriff. No hope for my people, they tried to give us Kamala Harris. Heavenly Father, they wearing fringes but breaking the law. Phone out of service, don't even think about making the call. Message to the nation, I don't care who feeling me. I'm praying that everybody they pray for humility.
You know, I want when they see me, they know that every day when I'm breathing, it's for us to go farther. You know, every time I speak, I want the truth to come out. You know what I'm saying? Every time I speak, I want to shiver. You know, I don't want them to be like, they know what I'm going to say because it's polite. They know what I'm going to say. And even if I get in trouble, you know what I'm saying? Ain't that what we're supposed to do? I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world. And that's our job, is to spark somebody else watching us. We might not be the ones, but let's not be selfish, and because we're not going to change the world, let's not talk about how we should change it. I don't know how to change it, but I know if I keep talking about how dirty it is out here, somebody going to clean it up.
Abanawa, Shabashamayim, Kwadash, Hayah, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakwatka, Taba'a, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'aratazar, Kowa, Hayah, Bashamayim, Lathananawa, Lacham, Kal, Yawam, Wasalachnawa, Chaubwathnawa, Kasalachnawa, Chaubwathinawa, Wala'a, Tabia Anawa, Manasaya 1, Abal, Hawashayanawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wa'ala, Wa'atapa Araf, La'ai Walamyam, Aman. Ya Baraka, Ya Baraka, Yahweh, Yahweh, Waya Shamaka, Waya Shamaka, Yahweh, 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 Panyawa Al Yak, Panyawa Al Yak, Waya Khanka, Waya Khanka, Yahweh, Yahweh, Yasha'a Yahweh, Yasha'a Yahweh, Panyawa Al Yak, Panyawa Al Yak, Waya Sham, Waya Sham, Laka Shalom, Laka Shalom, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Yahweh Shah, Barak Rapah, Barak Rapah, Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Yahweh Shah, Barak Rapah, Barak Rapah, Yasha Allah, Yasha Allah.
Shalom, Shalom, Israel, brothers and sisters, children, Shalom. Praises to the Most High. Another Shabbat. So, Sar Shabbat to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. Yeah, man, it's definitely been a fast week, at least for me. This week kind of flew past, even though we kind of moving towards the longer periods of the day, or the day seems longer. So lucky, right? Because the sun, it literally stays out. Sunset isn't into after 9 o'clock at the moment. So, but it still flew past. So all praise to the Most High. Go ahead, my dog.
Khan Shalom, all praise to the Most High God. Glad to be here with your brothers and sisters. Definitely the best place to be when you're on kicking it with the Sabbath, honoring the day of the Most High and being proud of it, right? So you can't complain, when it comes to the Sabbath. It's a good day of rest, acknowledgement of God and acknowledgement of Israel, right? So other than that, I'm going to get started, right? I'm going to get started real quick. And I'm going to start off sharing my screen real quick and go into what I want to get into. So let me see what I got first. Let me see what I got in first real quick. All right. So I'm going to use this. All right. So let me go back into the StreamYard. Oops. There you go, right here. So I want to, first and foremost, let me pull this up real quick. So allow me to, there we go. There we go. All right. All right. So as we see at the title that we have, is called Power in the Tongue. It's a lot of power. When we're dealing with the power in the tongue, it's a lot of power that comes out of our mouths. So the picture speaks for itself, right? The picture itself really speaks for itself, right? When you look at these things, like, right, we got like a brother that's rapping, right? He's like at a concert. And out of the words that he's using that goes into our community, it has spirits coming out of it. And you see, like right on the in the audience, you see the spirits jumping on the people to get them all hyped and angry, right? Because there's a lot of power in a tongue when it comes to music rather if it's coming through people just talking, if it's encouraging, or if it's cursing, right? Those are powerful things that comes out of our mouth. So a lot of times we have to be careful what we say. And then right in the middle, you see like a brother, right? It may look like how it's drawn out that he's like he high or smoking weed, but this is really spirits, right? A brother that's deeply angry, upset, you know what I'm saying? And we see Esau right here as the police officer, normally ones who pulls us over, right? And you see how he's talking to the officer, right? And not knowing, not realizing like, man, you don't win this conversation right here when you're dealing with them, when they're pulling you over, right? Because the brother has spirits on him.
It looked like he even though it's not in the picture, it looked like he clutching with that left hand.
Right, absolutely. Ready to go grab the club or the gun, right? And then you got right on the far right, you got these couples, right? And what you see that they're going back and forth, arguing, disrespecting one another. That's when you can really look at the picture. But a picture speaks 1,000 words. So you see like they arguing, going back and forth, and you see that little spirit come out of there. It's coming in her mouth to his mouth to his mouth to her mouth. And you will see where I'm focusing on the mother. She's scared, but this was the woman that helped her talk to her daughter, that helped her daughter talk to her husband like that. And a lot of this, when she got the headphones on, a lot of it is by music also.
Okay.
Right? So
you keep blocking him out. You know what I'm saying? Not hearing, not necessarily hearing. And you literally see like you can kind of tell that that's her mother and father. You know what I'm saying? The father, like, he was like, she learned that from the mother, and he's sitting there, acting like that same way. You know what I'm saying? No control, no nothing.
Absolutely. No kind of control, right? So, and these things right here, it speaks of a lot of things of Israel, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, let me start it off with Proverbs 18:21. Let me start it off with Proverbs 18:21. I'm gonna leave the picture up for a second, right? Because it's very important how we have to understand that it's power that the words that we say to one another or to anybody, there's always a consequence behind that. Go ahead.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof.
Hold on. Hey, you blocked off. I didn't hear you. Start it over again, brother.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 21. Death and
like
life.
Freezing. I don't know what's going on. Like if you reading, I can't hear you.
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Let me. I'm gonna drop you. I'm gonna drop you down.
Can you hear me?
Okay,
Now I can hear you. Now try to start all over. I ain't hear nothing you said.
All right. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof.
Right. Death and life is the power in the tongue. When it says, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof, right? So, when you say things to someone, to anybody, whether if it's encouraging, right? It's a good thing when you're encouraging somebody when they're down, uplifting, that's a good fruit that you have put upon that person, right? By giving them wisdom, because they can be people that's down and out, and then they mess around and just need some words of encouragement, right? That brings life into them, right? But then it said also death, right? Just by threatening people, right? Ready to fight somebody with your words, even when women disrespect their husbands, right? And even in this picture in the middle with the brother yelling at the police officer thinking he's going to win this case right here. Like, man, that don't even make sense to even do that when you're getting pulled over. Rather, if he pulled you over for no apparent reason, that's even the worst to even act like that, right? So what I want to do, give me Proverbs 15:1, because this is what the brother could have done in that photo. And some of our brothers, not just in this photo, we do that in real time. Brothers want to go ahead and snap on police officers. They want to feel like they got their point across. They want to think they're above the law. But a lot of times when we see a lot of our people that get beat or shot, a lot of times, and not always all the time, but a lot of times it's because you run your mouth, right? You ain't got to do all that. Start at verse 1.
All right, it's the book of Proverbs, chapter 15, verse 1. A soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger.
Right. That's all right there. That grievous words that this photo was showing, that this is exactly what a lot of our people want to do when a police officer pull them over. They want to yell at the cop. The cop may just come over and say, hey, let me see your license and registration. And you already be like, man, what did I do? Man, I ain't do nothing. You pulling me over because I'm a black man.
Mm-hmm.
If that's what it is, I'm a black man. Right? So now what you're doing, you're escalating the situation.
Okay.
All you have to do is really do what he tell you, because Esau is ruling the world. You got no say so off that. This man got a gun and he got the system on his back.
Okay. You can really tell who parents taught them how to behave when police, you know what I'm saying, pull them over. Now, should we be able to talk to them and literally have a conversation with them? Sure, we should be able to do that. But if your parents raised you the white way and you being, so-called black, Hispanic, Native American, and they told you, hey, just when they ask you for your license, you hand it to them, make sure you show both hands, no sudden movements. You know what I'm saying? We was, at least I was taught that. I can't say all of us, but,
God. You get pulled over, you should already know what the procedure is. By the time you get out of this car, you should have your license, your registration, your the proof of insurance ready. And everything should be at least on the dash, or it can be on the visor. And you got your hand on the steering wheel. Like, it's simple 1, 2, 3. Right? Instead of trying to go ahead and go back and forth and arguing and then making those sudden moves, trying to get all these things, you can do that before the police returns. But guess what? We see in this picture, we can understand that this brother don't probably got a license, and the police are probably telling him like, hey, maybe he was going fast. And we can't take accountability for nothing. God. And this is why we have these kind of situations.
God. Hey, and real quick, I know you mentioned that you said that he wasn't smoking. Did you say he was smoking weed? Because it looked like when you look right above
he wasn't.
Oh, yeah, I would say he was. Look at right above his head. It's literally smoke that's coming from that car. That brother high.
God, it do look like I was trying to draw it in where it was a spirit coming out. I just couldn't get the face like how you see in the first photo. You see the first photo of the rapper of the spirits. I was trying to get it out, and it do look like that. So you can again, a picture is 1,000 words.
Okay.
Right? So it's a picture is 1,000 words. Yeah, so hey, absolutely. The way you see it, exactly what our people still do. They come up the window, they roll their window down, blow it and high, and want to show them that they got their marijuana card, thinking that's gonna keep them out of jail or out of trouble or getting a ticket. Right? Because we want to show our authority, but guess what? As Israelites, we're not ready for the authority right now. Right? We don't even know who God is to prove our authority right now. So why is we trying to prove an authority and we're lost people? You know what I'm saying? You can't pull no authority when you were a slave. Mm-hmm. You got no say so when you were a slave. Like, who do you think you are when you are low on the ground on the bottom and you in the wrong? You know what I'm saying? We're not doormats, but guess what? We act like we're above the law, even we know we ain't above the law. So we want to be lawless people. And then this is the reason why we get beat up and get shot up. And because we acted like fools, because our family or our friends or our parents didn't teach us one thing, how to act in the world. Right? Give me Matthew chapter 12. Start at, let's go to Matthew 12. I see first. I got it written down, but I want to move. I may want to change it. I want to go to Matthew 12 and Start at, I do want to change it. Go to verse 34.
Okay. All right. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 12, starting at verse 34. O generation of vipers, how can ye, being evil, speak good things? For out of the abundance of the heart,
How you can speak good things? Hold on, Salaki. Hold on 1 second, bro. Hold on 1 second. I don't know. Can you hear me?
I can now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, Khan. It's this Ethernet cord. I'm gonna take it off now. I heard what you said, but let me just stop right there.
Your screen
Like
froze.
what the brothers just read. My screen froze. Is it good now?
Con.
Okay, Khan. All right. So verse 34 says, O generation of vipers, how can ye, being evil, speak good things? Right. How can you that's not keeping the commandments and acting the way that you're acting, speak good things? Like, how can you speak about we the Israelites and telling someone to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, but you don't live that life? I mean, it sounds good to tell someone that, but how can you tell someone that I'm an Israelite and I got to keep the you got to keep the commandments and keep the feast days and all the high holy days in place? We got to do those things, but you don't keep it because you speak evil things. How can you do that? Go ahead.
For out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh.
Right. The evil of it, because it talks about your mind. Before anything come out of your tongue, the mind is the most wickedest, but the tongue is the craziest thing that comes out of our body.
Hey,
The mind is
Salakia, real quick. I want to ask anybody in the audience, is the picture matching the audio? Because on my end it looks like it's not. Like the audio is fine, but it looked like the picture is moving faster than what the audio is.
Khan. Do it sound like I'm off beat or something?
No,
Okay.
You fine. Like I said, the audio is fine. It's the picture.
The movement of the picture. Okay, the video.
Because I'm
okay, Khan.
So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna drop you back down. Your screen, you ain't got it, your screen still should be up. Or maybe it wasn't. Okay. Let me bring them back up.
I'm good now.
Let's see. Yeah, you ain't even popped back up on my screen yet.
For real?
That's crazy.
Huh.
Yeah, in the audience, they said you froze again.
Hey, man, I don't know what's going on.
All right, let me try this. They can't even see you. So I'll remove you again. I'll remove your computer. See if that worked.
How about now? I'm good. Can you see me moving?
Nope. Yeah, I can still hear you, but your picture ain't up here. You might have to leave out. Oh, there you go.
Okay, Khan. I'm good now.
Nah, still behind. The picture's still behind. You definitely got lag. You might have to leave all the way out, and then come back in.
Okay.
And then most I willing.
Okay, Khan. So let me hit the stop sharing. Let me come out.
Okay. But yeah, while the brother going back out, is definitely like he's saying, how can anybody being evil, speak on what it is that you should or shouldn't be doing. You know what I'm saying? It definitely don't fit, right? So I'm gonna grab a scripture while I'm waiting for the brother to come back in. I'm gonna go to Proverbs. I pulled it up too. Slack here, y'all. Proverbs 29, and I'm gonna read verse 11, right? And it says, "A fool uttereth all his mind, but a wise man keepeth it in till afterwards." Right? So a fool is literally gonna keep on, whatever it is, anything that happened, he got to run his mouth. You know what I'm saying? He got to run his mouth. He got to say something. Somebody, just because somebody said something to him, oh, now I got to jump back down your throat. You know what I'm saying? It don't have to be that way, right? It don't have to be that way. That's why it literally says a wise man keepeth it in until afterwards, right? Until afterwards he got all the facts. He got everything that he needs to have. A wise man is going to keep that stuff in. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's something that he knows is right, but sometimes you got to wait to see. You know what I'm saying? Even if he be like, "Man, I should correct this brother right here, right now." No, sometimes just wait and see, right? And sometimes the Most High moves that person into correcting themselves. You know what I'm saying? So, you definitely can't utter everything that comes to your mind, right? But
Is I'm good?
Khan, you good?
Khan. All right, all praise. Sorry about that. Esau in the building. He in the building. So it's all good though. Getting right back to the point, right? All right, so go ahead and read verse 35.
All right, so this is the book of Matthew, chapter 12, and verse 35. A good man out of the good treasure of the heart bringeth forth good things.
Right. So a good man out of the good treasure, out of his mind, right, with the wisdom of the heart bringeth forth good things, right? Because he's gonna know how to talk to his brother and talk to his neighbor and talk to people, period, right? Because he has wisdom, right? These law, statutes, and commandments gives us wisdom, right? They just don't give us wisdom to learn how to deal with one another. It also gives us wisdom how we learn how to deal with our enemies, right? So we would know that if we keep the commandments. Continue.
And Salakia, and an evil man out of the evil treasure bringeth forth evil things. But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give an account thereof in the day of judgment.
Right. Every word you say, right, whether if it's good or bad, you have to pay an account. Right. So a lot of times, well, let's even go into a woman arguing with her husband, and she may be disrespectful to her husband, call him every cheap shot that you can think of in the book. You have to pay for that idle word if it comes to the point where the brother don't even look at you as he loves you anymore, or vice versa. That's part of the judgment, right? That's part of one of the judgments, right? We ain't talking about the judgment when Yahweh and Yahushai dealing with you on the day of judgment. We talk about a lot of times reason why marriages is breaking up is because we don't have enough wisdom to talk to our significant others. We talk to each other like we are enemies. And the thing about it, I'm not even talking about the outside world. We also talk about the Israelite community, right? We're supposed to know better. And we know that we can go to Deuteronomy 28 and look at the curses. We can say, yeah, this is part of the curses. This right here is part of the curses. But does it mean that we got to make the curse be the curse? Right? Can we break this curse by learning how to talk to one another? Right? Because guess what? We, as people that's woken, we should know better. Now, the world that we see what's going on, we know that even though they may be adults, they still spiritually don't know no better. They're still kid-minded. They're still immature, right? So we understand, like, every idle word that comes out of our mouth, right? We have to pay an account. Rather, if you tell your significant other that you're going to cheat on her and I'm going to go ahead and give me another woman and I'm going to lay with her right in front of your face, man, you better believe you got a hell to pay right there.
Hey, Khan, and I go a slightly different route. What about the things you say when nobody's around? right?
Ah,
'Cause, hey man, we be cussing some people out like I'm
absolutely.
talking about like for real, for real.
Ah,
You know what I'm saying? Like let somebody done pissed you off. I mean, especially like even when you're driving, somebody done did something. Hey man, you calling them all kind of different things in the world. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times you don't know if that's really your brother and sister or not. You know what I'm saying? You don't know if they repented or unrepentant, and it really don't matter because we ain't supposed to be speaking that way to our people in general. But it's a lot of things that we literally say. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still guilty of those things. But it's literally, you gotta literally, hey, you gotta be like a mad person, a crazy person. You gotta talk yourself sometimes. That you gotta talk yourself down. You know what I'm saying? And just as well as you said those words while they wasn't around, you still apologize openly because you spoke those things into the world, into existence. And if you basically wishing something bad on somebody and that actually happens, guess what? You participated in that. You know what I'm saying? Through the spirit. Even if they know that you said it or not, you still participated. This is why Paul literally says, I die daily. You know what I'm saying? That's why he said that. But go ahead.
Yeah, very, very, very well point, right? You have to understand what your words is powerful. Like you said, rather if you there by yourself or rather you in somebody's face. You know, these are powerful things what we saying because guess what? When you're thinking it and your tongue speaks it, it's willing for the body to react on it. Just that simple.
Okay.
Right? Go ahead to verse 37.
All right, verse 37. For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned.
Right. By your words, you're going to be justified. So guess what? When you trying to act like you a tough guy, and you just talking and running your mouth, and you really not that tough guy, your words going to be justified. Someone going to pull up on you and put something in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? You're going to constantly run your mouth, thinking you got what you want to say. You think that you big and bad because your mouth is big. Someone ain't going to put something in their mouth, and that's still going to be a fist to blow your mouth out. You know what I'm saying? Because, hey, Israel like to pretend, right? I know a lot of pretenders. They want to act like something that they really not. And you ride with these people all the time. When you were in the world, you see, like, man, this brother, real, he ain't that type of person. But when he get around a big old group, then he's that loud kind of guy. And you kind of look at him like, what you doing, dude? Like, why you acting like that? Like, you about to get us all in some all kind of heat because you talking your mouth, and we know that you ain't about to bust a grape. You know what I'm saying? So we know that we got a lot of our people that do that. And a lot of that, when they talk like that, is because it really stems on fear.
Mm-hmm.
It stems on fear. Because a lot of time, hey, I'm not saying that anybody that talk or raise their voice or get loud or even ready, you know, because a lot of that comes from the community that we grew up in. But a lot of times, the reason why people defend themselves in that kind of way, because it's based on fear. And what I mean by that is like growing up as a child, you know, hey, you start from school, someone maybe had bumped into you wrong, stepped on your shoe wrong, or maybe even messed up your nice shirt that you just got, and they spilled something over it. And you hear like, ooh, you gonna let them do that to you? It's not the fact that the brother spilled it on you. It's the audience that you fear that if you don't do nothing, you're going to look like a punk.
Okay.
So therefore, the fear kicks in as like, if I don't say nothing, then I'm going to look like a punk. So now I got to react. So now this is where Israel have a problem with one another from the time from knee high that we always bumping each other and bumping our gums because of fear. You may not be afraid to knuckle up with the brother or the sister, but a lot of times when people over talk and get real loud, it's doing it off of fear. Women do those things. A lot of women, I ain't gonna categorize all women, but a lot of women that really get real rah-rah, a lot of times it's because of fear. They do it because a lot of times, especially when they're yelling at their significant other, family member, is something that they fear that they don't want to feel like to being subjected to something. Like you not about to talk to me like you my daddy or something like that. You know, that's what a lot of sisters say about that when they talking to their men. You ain't my daddy, because they fear of being subjected to the person that they with.
Hey, and it's almost just like a lion, right? A lion, you know, is not the strongest animal that's in the jungle. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? That roar that lion has usually scares things away.
God.
So you don't want to mess with it.
God.
You know what I'm saying? That lion is fearful too.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? He's literally trying to, you know, scare you away or whatever the case may be. And then once he sees if you're fearful, then he'll attack.
God.
You know what I'm saying? So it's people are just like that.
God. No doubt about it, right?
Especially Judah. Especially Judah.
God. All right, so now let's go to the next verse. Give me James chapter 3.
Come.
James chapter 3, and we're gonna start at verse 1.
All right, it's the book of James, chapter 3, starting at verse 1. My brethren, be not many masters, knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation.
Right. So with that saying, hey, don't be quick to try to be something that you're not ready for, right? Rather if it's a teacher, right? Rather it's something that you may experience in something like that, and you kind of know what to do with it, but you want to raise your hand and say like, hey, I'll do it. I want to do that. I want to be a leader, right? We so quick to say we want to be a leader, but you don't realize, like I said, we shall receive the greater condemnation. You're going to have a lot of people hate you because you speak the truth. You're going to have a lot of people that hate you because you don't do what they do. So when you come in this truth, you got to be prepared to be hated. You got to be prepared for others to provoke you to anger and try to tell you like, oh, you're supposed to have well sense not to go ahead and fall off the edge. Mm-hmm. Like we don't got feelings of anything, right? We gotta take it, right? But we gotta understand we know how to have self-control. Like we gotta work on self-control, because just because you in the truth doesn't mean you've mastered self-control, right? Continue.
For in many things we offend all.
Right. Speaking in this truth, we offend a lot of people. Go ahead.
If any man offend not in word, the same is a perfect man, and able also to bridle the whole body.
Right. If a man speak perfectly and he has control, self-control, man, that's a perfect man, right? But go ahead.
Behold, we put bits in the horses' mouths, that they may obey us, and when we turn about their whole body.
Right. That's just saying that's having control of the animal, right? On the horse. Whatever you want that horse to go left or right, you got that bit in his mouth to pull, right? That's what that's talking about. It's the same thing for us. This Bible is our bit, because we got to learn how to watch what we say to one another. And especially since we are teachers, we have to be prepared for anything. We have to be ready to teach. We have to be ready to answer the questions, and we have to be ready to be patient at the same time. Right? Go ahead.
Behold also the ships, which though they be so great and are driven of fierce winds, yet are they turned about with a very small helm, whithersoever the governor listed.
Right. Just saying about the rudder on a boat, on a ship, right? The rudder is connected with the steering wheel, right? It has the control. Go ahead.
Even so, the tongue is a little member, and boasteth great things.
The tongue is that little pink thing in your mouth, is the smallest, one of the smallest members on your face. But when it talks, it's like the biggest thing on your face. It's the biggest thing. Rather, if, like you said, you want to boast, or rather if you really want to start some stuff and create an issue, right? And guess who got the biggest pink tongue in their mouth? It's the lighter sisters. It may be they may be the weaker vessels, but I'm telling you, when it comes to their words, they're the stronger vessels when it comes to the words.
They definitely hurt. They can definitely hurt a man's feelings way faster than a man can hurt a man's feelings.
God, man. A woman words degrade a man, man. They can make a man look so small, man. I mean, I seen big dudes, man. I remember growing up, man, big dudes, and I'm not gonna put the brother name out there, been in the gang, solid brother in the streets, well known. Men respect him because of his title. But when he comes with that woman, man, that man don't even look like the toughest dude anymore. You know what I'm saying? That dude looks soft because the woman tongue what shortens a man's ego.
Mm-hmm.
And it's written all over the Bible, though. We can prove that in the Bible. Look at Big Samson.
God.
This man stronger than anything that you can think of, man. He grabbing foxes' tails, tying them up, swimming around, throwing them. You know what I'm saying? You fighting lions, whipping the jaws up a lion, taking the honey out the body of the lion.
God.
Like, you talk about a man, bare hands. Same thing that David too, though, bro. David no different. You know, fighting bears and lions to protect the sheep. Yep. But when you hear about these women, because they tongue, rather if it's a sweet tongue that they say to motivate them that they want them, or they may speak that loud talk to them to make them feel small. Right? The tongue is a deadly thing, man. I don't care how bad you is. Your wife tell you right now, and even as being an Israelite, and she said that, you know what? I'm through with this. I don't want to be with you no more. Man, that's gonna take a long time for that brother to get back up, man. Okay. She just destroyed and hurt his feelings. Mm-hmm. It ain't too many men that be like, man, go ahead and do your thing. I don't care. Shoot. We say that. That's that tongue. I don't care. Go ahead and leave. Yeah. Do what you gonna do. Shoot. But then as soon as you shut that door, you sitting at home, you talking to yourself like, she tripping, man. You know, you need rocking up and down. And then you want to call a brother, and then now you get back into yourself. You ready to start crying, getting emotional. Man, the tongue is something that you don't want to play with. That's why we got to choose the words very clearly, right? All right, let me get back. Where we at, brother?
Hey, Salakia, let me grab some. Grab Matthew 12. We're not in Matthew. Matthew 12 real quick. Actually, Mark chapter 3. All right. Just verse 24. We're gonna flip right back. Because you say it's a reason why, you know, that man does that. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely a pride thing. You know what I'm saying? That pride is one of the biggest aspects. But read verse 24.
This is the book of Mark, chapter 3 and verse 24. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand.
Right. So you can even look at this as your household, right? And even with your wife, right? You and your wife together is your own particular kingdom. This is supposed to be this is your flesh, right? She's your rib, comes from your rib. She's your flesh. Imagine your rib literally just caving in or saying, I'm not going to work no more. You're going to be in pain. So the reason why, you know what I'm saying, men and women, but especially with women, you know what I'm saying, when they call themselves leaving the man or talking down on the man feels so low because it's literally his own flesh talking about him. You know what I'm saying? Tearing them down. So that's why, because it's a spiritual connection there. And that other spirit that's supposed to be, y'all supposed to be one side is tearing you down. The other one trying to stay up, but that other side is tearing you down. That's why the brothers say, man, it's gonna be hard for that brother to come back from that. You know, so the brother might not want to teach no more, or whatever the case may be. But we can go back to James.
Well said. What verse we on?
4, 5.
All right, go ahead. Go to 5. Finish it off. Yep.
So this is the book of James, chapter 3, verse 5. Even so, the tongue is a little member and boasteth great things. Behold, how great a matter a little fire kindleth. Right.
Just a little small disrespect can ruin your whole day. Someone can say something wrong and it can ruin your whole day. Go ahead.
And the tongue is a fire.
It's a what?
A fire.
Right. It will burn you. Go ahead.
A world of iniquity. so is the tongue among our members, that it defileth the whole body.
Right. So that's important, right? So let's say, for instance, you got people that speak bad about other members in your congregation. You have to weed that person out, because guess what? They're bringing confusion and they bringing gossip, and it can destroy the whole body. You can have one person that's in your camp to be like, you know what? I don't like the way this brother teach. And then it spreads to the next sister or the next brother. Then guess what? Now that brother or that sister don't even want to listen to that teacher anymore. And then now they're irritated when the brother teach, or they also trying to bring more with them. And then guess what? You don't even have a congregation congregating anymore, because you pulled a lot of people away from listening. Right? It destroys, man. That tongue is very, very deep. Go ahead.
And setteth on fire the course of nature, and it is set on fire of hell.
Right. So that we can move on right there. That's what the tongue does, man. Be careful what you say. Right. Give me Ephesians 6:4. Right. And shout out to the brother Sham earlier, man. This is exactly, I had this verse and he was breaking that thing down, man. If y'all, you got to hear his class when y'all get a chance. He had an earlier class about the children and everything. And man, when I say the brother was in the spirit, the brother was in the spirit. It was just the same way how I would have looked at it, but I'm not going to even go the way he went. Right? I'm going to show a little video, but the brother had a very well breakdown about this. Right? Go ahead.
All right, it's the book of Ephesians.
Hold on, let me get there with you, brother. I'm almost. All right, go ahead. I'm there.
All right, the book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 4.
And
ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord.
Right. So understand that for real. Right. The Bible tells us in Deuteronomy 28, verse 54 and 56, right? Well, really 54 and 56, right? That we'll have an evil eye towards one another. The mother will be even hateful towards the children, right? But we're going to work on the father. We ain't going to even work about the mother, right? Because what ended up happening is, it say father and the mother. No, Salakia. It says ye fathers, right? So when it's talk about you fathers, we're not going to put your mothers in it, but we're going to work on the men, right? How you provoke your child to anger? By not being a part of his life. Not stepping up to the plate for your son or your daughter. Because you are holding on the grudge because a woman said something to you that you don't like. Okay. And it created a separation from you and her, to the point where you got upset as a man, felt like, hey, since she acting like that, I'm not going to even want to see my child anymore. Mm-hmm. Because see, we like to talk about the women doing that. We like to say that women like to put it on the man like that, but it's men out there. I know some men that does that because want to say, hey man, I don't want to deal with my child anymore because of the fact that she pisses me off. And every time I see her, I feel like choking her because you holding grudges. So now you also mad because she put you on child support. We look at Anthony Edwards is a prime example of that. The brother go ahead and sleep with this young lady, get her pregnant, and he said, hey, I'm gonna pay the child support up front. You can have this, and I don't want to be in the child's life. That's provoking your child to anger. You disrespecting your child. You even, hey, what else a father may do when the daughter all fast, she get to the age and she get all fast, and then the man get to the point where he just want to start coming around and then want to start dissing her and be like, man, you fast, you're gonna be fast just like your mama. Your mama was fast. I said, how you think I got your mama? Running in the streets. Now you disrespecting the mother to the child, and then you're provoking that child to anger.
Okay.
Like, what are we doing here, Israel? Like, well, how come we can't never put our problems aside and work on the child? We're provoking the children to anger because we want to disrespect the parent. We want to disrespect the moms, right? And you don't want, and you didn't want her in the beginning. These Negroes be acting like they really want the woman. but they really just want the sex. And then she get pregnant and she put child support on your butt. You don't want her no more. Now you don't want the child no more. And now you want to do blood tests. It shouldn't be no such thing as a blood test in Israel. Because we should be laying down with the woman we decide to make that relationship with. Not provoking her to sleep with us. Not provoking her to tell her that I'm going to be with her and I'm going to help raise the child. And then you walk around and ditch him. And then you provoke the child to grow up without a parent, right? And I'm going to show you another thing that provokes the child. You can say something what you want to block. I'm going to pull a video up real quick. This provokes children in anger right here. Because grown-ups don't even know how to act.
Okay, now just pull it up. Just pull it up. I'll let you roll with it. Because everything you're saying is definitely our people, man. That's definitely our people in a nutshell. That's how we act when we can't get our way. Somebody put you on child support. Oh, now you don't know them. Oh, now your child calling asking you for money. Oh, well, I'm paying child support, so I ain't giving you nothing. I'm not. That's our people, man. We do that
all the time, man.
I'm not gonna, down the brother 100%. You know what I'm saying? Because it would make you feel like that. All praise to the Most High. I don't have to deal with child support. But, for the brothers that do, we can only imagine how they really feel. But hey, brother, this is why the Most High literally says that if you entice a maid, you must surely endow her to be your wife. And that's what we don't want to do. We hear that word wife and brothers get to running. I'm saying they Forrest Gump in this thing.
All right, let me play this video. Let me show you how wicked how it may not look like this can provoke a child to anger, but we're going to find out how it can. Let me hit play.
These are scenes from an elementary school graduation. It happened in West Memphis at Falk Elementary.
Where did you find out? How you find out an elementary school graduation? Only Israel can pull that off. Let me continue, man.
Elementary school. It's unclear what exactly led up to the fight between parents, but in a statement, West Memphis School District Superintendent Eric Foister said the district is fully cooperating with the West Memphis Police Department and will actively support efforts to prosecute those responsible to the fullest extent of the law.
See what I mean? And guess who? Guess who's in the midst? There's a lot of women down there swinging. Telling you, man, the women tongue ain't no joke, man. Well, some of these women tougher than these men. But to be real with you, how that can make provoke a child to anger? You got to think about this is an elementary graduation. So guess that may happen? The parents that was fighting like that, especially if they're in a suburban school, what's going to end up happening when a child come into the first grade? The teachers are not going to really want to deal with that child. They're going to look at that child kind of different. Like they don't want to teach them the right way. They may not want to be a part of their questions. Trust and believe. I've seen it with my own daughter when she was in middle school. That's why I let my wife deal with some of them teachers that's Esau and them, when my daughter was going to school, because a lot of times I was making it all an issue. If I heard something wrong, I just snapped on it. You know what I'm saying? And my wife had to deal with them. And when she did my daughter go back to school, she got treated different. So we had to pull her out. You know what I'm saying? And that was because of me not having self-control. Right? But I know that. So that's how I'm looking at that same video. That's provoking your child to anger. Because guess what? If you move that child from that school, it's a good chance she's going to lose that friend. And they're going to be looking at you like, hey, man, my mama don't even know how to act right. You know what I'm saying? We got to be better parents than we're letting the world portray us to be. Go ahead.
God, hey, and think about the long run, right? When your child get older, you know what I'm saying? Male or female, they might meet somebody that's a potential significant other, and they don't want you to meet them. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to bring, you know what I'm saying? They don't want to bring their children to meet either whatever parent it may be. You know what I'm saying, that they got an issue with, and we know according to scriptures, for the young man to even ask to marry, they had to get the father approval. So now you don't get no approval from the father, you know what I'm saying, or any male figure in her life, right? And you just marry. This is why the divorce rate's so damn high. You know what I'm saying? Because you got these parents that ain't raising these kids worth of nothing. You know what I'm saying? We lawless. That's the most important thing. We lawless. So it's just an ongoing cycle. This is why Deuteronomy 28, 54, and 56 keeps happening. Now I land right there.
Well said. Right now, let's go to, and again, that's why those are the examples how you can provoke your child to anger. And there's many more, but we're gonna leave it right there. Give me Colossians chapter 3 and give me verse 20, right? Colossians chapter 3 and give me verse 20.
That's the book of Colossians, chapter 3 and verse 20. Children, obey your parents in all things.
In all things, right? So children, obey your parents in all things, right? So that means watch what you say to your parents when your parents telling you what to do, right? Go ahead.
For this is well pleasing unto the Lord.
That is well pleasing unto the Lord, right? God don't want no disobedient children, because God respects honestly, the kingdom starts with the children because they're innocent, right? But he don't want the child to be growing up to be disrespectful, right? And lose that ability. Go ahead.
Fathers, provoke not your children.
That's it. That's all I want right there. That's all I wanted right there, right? Provoke your children to anger, right? I said provoke your children. Children, obey your parents in all things. I'm gonna bring up this video. I didn't mean to close it out like that. That was my bad. But I'm gonna show you a video. This video right here is opposite of provoking your child to anger, right? This has nothing to do with provoking your child to anger, because don't let Esau tell you that this is a wrong thing to do to your child when your child gets out of line as a man, right? Do not allow them to say this is provoking your child to anger, right? This is correcting your child. This is what all men need to do to their young men, because this is what little young boys like to do and little young girls like to do, like to show out and prove, try to pull their little chest out when the father not around to their mother, right? This is what men need to do, and don't play no games with it. I'm gonna let it play.
Doing like she crazy, cursing at her, telling her what you won't do. You won't clean your room. You won't do what you want to do, and you talk to her like that, like you tough.
That ain't my household. Let's keep that straight. I'm that daddy. I ain't gonna hold you up. I'm that daddy. I ain't playing. I hear my little boys talking to my wife like that, man. Oh yeah. Hey, I have to have self-control to be real with you, because sometimes you might want to carry the little chest in. That's how angry you can get, right? But you gotta have self-control.
This give me flashbacks, man. I was literally doing that. My mama called my daddy over there in that living room, and I said something while he was right there. He grabbed whatever. I don't even remember what he threw at me. He just grabbed it because I wasn't close to him and just threw it right at my head.
God, man. God. Don't let these little monsters talk to you like that when they acting like monsters.
God.
All right, go ahead.
Do you think you tough, little man? Talk to me like you talk to your mother. Talk to me. You think you tough, don't you? Bust up on me. Cuss me out. Tell me you ain't gonna do what I say do. I dare you. I dare you. You ain't gonna do it to me? Why you do it to her? Why?
Hey, and the best key thing, you see that woman in the background? She's allowing the man do his job. That's what Israel, some of the sisters of Israel need to understand. Don't step in that man's way.
Hey,
let him do his thing.
Hey, don't beat them, not my baby sisters.
right. Right. Let the man do his thing, man, because this is what little boys need. This is an example. Because if he didn't do that, guess what he's going to do? He's going to tell his mama, no, I'm not cleaning up that room, and I'm going to do what I want. Right? Man, little boys like to think they can run game, man. It's power in the tongue, man. Let me keep going.
Why you talk to her disrespectfully? Why? Little boy, answer me. Why do you talk to your mother disrespectfully?
That's right.
You don't know why you do it. Today, I'm going to help you find out why. And today it ends. Today it ends. Do you understand? You will not call your mother out of her name ever again.
Hey, bingo, right? This is why God said to do these things. Children, obey your parents in all things. So your daddy ain't got to be in your face like that. Your daddy ain't got to put you in your place. You know what I'm saying? So this is what a foundation needs to be like, man. This is a good correction. Don't let Esau tell you that's wrong. Why you in that little boy face like that? And you ain't even know what's going on in the house.
Nah, he might needed to grab him by his collar for real.
Right. And exactly. You just calling your mama out your name. Ain't know what kind of word you to call her. What did you call her? Man, hey, all praise to that man, man. That's what fathers have to do. That's why it's called self-control. The man is in well self-control. He didn't go haywire. He didn't go ham. He didn't put his hands on it because, hey, it's little things like that to get a child in order from a man. And that's again opens up the door for the child to obey their parents when we put that thing to rest. That's how a child will obey his parents. Situations like that, right? Now, let me get 2nd Ezra chapter 5 and verse 8. Let me clear that one up. Let me bring another video while you getting that. Let me get to 2nd Ezra real quick. 2nd Ezra chapter 5 and verse 8. And which video I wanted? What did I want with that video? Okay, yeah, I know which one I want. All right.
All right, so it's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 5 and verse 8. There shall be a confusion also in many places. And the fire shall be oft sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and menstruous women shall bring forth monsters.
Right. So now we're going to go right into a precept, right? I'm not going to even break that down right away. I'm going straight to the precept. Give me Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 12. Right? It's going to be menstruous monsters, right? We're about to find out a menstruous monster, right?
That's the book of Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths.
There's so many ways you can dissect this breakdown, right? So again, man, I'm just getting it in on both sides of the parents right here now, right? So it says, as for my people, children are their oppressors. How is a child a parent's oppressor? Well, when like in the situation of the video where we was looking at, where to the point where the young man disrespecting the mother, when the father, you know what I'm saying, when the father's not around, and the mother's allowing it to happen and not saying anything, right? And sometimes I know for a lot of single women out there with children, it could be tough. It could be tough because it's never supposed to be one-sided only for a woman to raise a child by herself. It's always been two. That's how God ordained it to be. But in these days of time, because we stiff-necked and rebellious people, you may have to be the mother and the father, right? You may have to step up to the plate because you have to be the mother of nurturing, and then you also have to act like the rule of a father towards a child. And this what kills me with a lot of the sisters. Not every sister, but a lot of sisters that's out there. You were quick to put your foot down towards a man, but you don't want to put your foot down towards your child. You let the child say whatever the child wants to say, and you will let it ride. But then when you're a man or your husband that you're with, you want to disrespect him and degrade him like he's a nobody. Right? You want to be a leader over a man, but you don't want to be a leader over a child. Like if you want to be that way, then if you're single, definitely deal with that child like he's a father and bring that child around other men. Right? Let that little boy be around other men so he can get built up. You know what I'm saying? not just any kind of men. We talk about men of the Lord, right? Men of the Lord. They got it. You got to raise them that way, because if you don't raise them that way, this is how they're going to oppress the mother. They're going to find the love out there in the gangs and out there in the streets. They're going to be thugs while the mom's at work, right? And another thing, how it oppresses the child, while you allowing your children to listen to your adult conversations, right? You might be talking to your friend on the phone. You talk about bills ain't right. You can't catch up, can't keep up. You're allowing a child to listen to your conversation, and he's thinking of like, now I got to be a man. So when in order for me to be a man, I got to help moms out and go sell this key. I got to sell this bag or two, so I can help pay the bills. And we talk about 12 or 13-year-old little boys doing that right now, growing up to be a man fast and early. And also, when it says, as for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. This is the same thing that what we look in today's society, that the men is also being ruled by their children and the women. The women and the children is ruling over the men, to the point where little boys saying things when they mom and their dad may be going through divorces and everything, and the mother disses the father behind the father back and saying, hey, I want to have full custody with you. You a nobody. Your daddy is a nobody, and he don't love you like I would take care of you and love you. And then the child going back to the father saying that, hey, I want my mother to have full custody of me. Not you, but only her. Because the woman has allowed and produces the young man to oppress the man. So now the man is in a gutter of saying like he really want to take care of his child, but he can't react when he are under the court systems right now to really put him in his place. Because if he do that, then he's going to lose custody of that child when that divorce comes, and they're going to look at him as an angry black man. So women got to be careful how they teach their children, and men, you got to be careful how you teach your children when it becomes a separation from a significant other, because the child will oppress the parents. And when you look in today's day, the children is oppressing the people through music, right? We got the young generation ruling the music industry, and you got adults that's in the age of 30, 40, or 50 bobbing their head and dancing to the music that these little young boys from the ages from 18 to 20 and up singing, and we're acting like them now. They're oppressing the sound waves of the people now. Man, that's crazy to me, right? Let me play this quick video right here, because you know what? I should have brought this out with the other one, because this is also going back to provoking the child. It is also when you're bullying your own children in your home, that's also provoking the child to anger, right? So I'm gonna play that video real quick anyway. That goes back to Ephesians 6:4. I forgot this video.
Because there's a whole lot of y'all that can relate to this. And two, I saw this post that said, do you think that children deserve an apology or an explanation if their parent hurts their feelings?
Hey, that is so deep right there. See, a lot of men think that, or a lot of women don't think that they owe a child an apology because they are a child. You can say the most harshest words to a child, and you would say, hey, my grandma used to say that to me, so I'm going to say it to you. My mama said it to me like that, and I'm going to say it to you, and look how I turned out.
Don't question me.
God, don't question me. But then a lot of them that say that, it be either the woman, she's single, or a lot of it be when the men are in and out of prison. You know, feel like especially a man that's in prison, and all he been doing was hustling the streets, and he come back home trying to bully the son like he got to toughen him up, and he ain't seen his dad in years. He feel like he got to go ahead and start caving his son's chest in. Like, this is how you be a man. Like, you bullying your own son, man. Let me go ahead.
And I was like, the fact that you're even asking this blows my mind. Like, y'all really are out here having children And then because they're smaller than you, because they're less powerful than you, because their voice is lighter than yours, because they're younger than you treat them like shit. You
Sorry
call
about the
them names,
cussing.
you curse at them, you get mad at them for the littlest things, you whoop them, beat them. You're a bully.
God, and I'm gonna just leave it right there because I got more to go. So I'm gonna just not gonna play it too much. But she's right. You know, sometimes I'm gonna tell you, sometimes a parent, an Israelite, the community of the Israelites that's forgiven, you should know better than this. Sometimes when you may get mad at your child for whatever day you had, and the child constantly acting up, constantly acting up, you know, and you for whatever reason, right? That day, that child was acting up. Let's say, let me make it better. Let's just say that child was acting up yesterday, and you told him that you need to chill out, whatever, whoop-de whoop. The child stops, right? So whatever the next day comes upon, you come home from work or whatever you're coming from, and you had a bad day, and you coming home and you just angry at the world because whatever happened to you at work. Your child, just because the child maybe had, spilled something on the floor and it was slow to clean it up. And you just take your frustration, you grab the child and spank him and tell him to hurry up. And the child looking at you like, I was trying to, I'm busy trying to get it up, but you want me to move as fast. You really whoop that child because you mad about whatever happened at work or whatever happened that day. That child definitely deserves an apology. It's not about just saying like, well, I'm the parent, I can do whatever I want. That's my child. You're wrong when you saying that. You're wrong when you're saying that. You should be able to apologize to your child, and you should be able to have a conversation when you deal with your child. Rather, if it's a conversation, a spanking, or whatever, you should, even if they're wrong, you should have the after effect, have a conversation and tell them, why I did that to you is because of this, and let's make it not happen again. And you greet them with a hug and understanding of love. That's how you keep your child connected with you. Giving them an understanding to know, like, man, I did mess up. I made my parents mad. Like, hey, sometimes you need a conversation to bring it back in. It takes the adult to bring that child back in. And that's how you know when your child going to respect you. Because a kid going to be a kid. We can't sometimes be like how we grew up and we got a whooping and there was no explanation. We don't have to do that. A lot of times we whoop because we just want to bully somebody. Or we want to yell at a kid because we want to bully somebody. That's not the key, right? That's all I want from that one. All right, so now let me get 1 Corinthians 15. 1 Corinthians 15. Oh, shoot, the bot. Hold on, Salakia, y'all. What just happened? Yeah, Salakia. The brother got booted out, but we're going to continue right before he jump in, right? So I'm going to go to 1 Corinthians chapter 15 real quick. You back. Can you hear me?
Con.
Okay, con. So I'm going to go to, I want to go to 1 Corinthians chapter 15.
All
right, so I'm going to go to 1 Corinthians 15, and we're going to start at, let's start at, let's go to 33.
All right. This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 15, starting at verse 33. Be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners.
Right. So we just stop right there, right? Evil communications corrupt good manners. What is a corrupt communication that's in today's society? A lot of it is rap music. A lot of it is rap music, right? Rap is a big influence in our community. And I want to say this, I want to get it clear before anyone think I'm saying that don't listen to rap or whatever. I'm not saying that. I'll put myself on the pedestal first before anything. Me personally, I listen to rap, but I have to be careful to certain songs to listen to. Because certain songs I really take on that spirit. Just the way it was in the past in the streets, that music does a lot to me. Certain songs. What I always look at rap music, and this I'm talking about the past, right? But rap music, having a gun and a bad attitude is the bad combination. It's the same thing as liquor and pills. Because of the fact that if you can't control what you're listening to, and that song is getting you that hyped, you a dangerous man. Because of the fact that you're capable to do whatever you want to do through music. So that evil communication, when they put that in your ear that, hey man, you could do this to this brother or this sister right here or whatever. Music has a big influence in the rap community right now as we speak. Like the Bible says that in Matthew 12, every word that we speak, we have to pay an account. So when these rappers today, when they speaking about busting guns and selling drugs to their neighborhood, rather they speaking about their past, because we know a lot of them only through drill music are really doing it. But a lot of them now, that's, when we were growing up, maybe a handful that was really selling drugs and doing what they were saying they were doing, just a small handful on our time when we were growing up. So what ended up happening is it opens up the door of the culture where brothers want to be a thug. A brother want to be a gangster because of the music, because of the evil communication that's been portrayed in our minds. Now we want to be the dude that's a shooter in the car because that's what we heard through music. We want to be the drug dealer because we heard it through the music. So guess what? When these rappers are rapping these things, what they're doing, they're spreading the evil communication out there to the young generation. And while they're putting it on the microphone and on record, when they're done recording, they're going back home, living regular lives. But while what you just left a big mess in the black community, where brothers are still listening to that and playing it over and over and over, and now you ready to fight. Now you ready to die for whatever. Because you know why you say that? Because the rappers said they're ready to die and ride or die for life. And you got to be that way in order to be tough in the neighborhood. That's what this evil communication that's put in our community. And we can't be taking it light. We can't be saying, but it's just music. I'm a 43-year-old man. And I'm telling you right now, it's certain songs still to this day I can't listen to because it still triggers. I can't listen to certain things. Some people can. All power to it. But guess what? We grew up different. We move different. We think different. You can listen to a song and you're not thinking about trying to hurt nobody. All praise to the Most High God. In order for me not to, I don't need to listen to it. I have to have better self-control. Because I didn't come in this truth to be a rapper about shooting a gun. I didn't come in this truth to go ahead and try to fight my brothers and sisters because that's what things I used to do out there. I came in this truth to be edified by God and hope to edify the next brother and sister. That's what the evil communication done to me. But right now, this is beautiful communication through the scriptures that I can live on and react, right? So I'm going to show you something right here out of evil communications that this is what messes with our children's mind. And you parents need to be paying attention what your children is listening to. Because if you don't, this is what's going to happen, right? So let me play this real quick.
You got to share the screen again.
Yeah.
And while you're doing that, man, you definitely hitting a nail on the head with it. You know what I'm saying? Just from the standpoint especially with the title of the lesson, right? Power in the tongue. Because even, let's just say you listen to music and it don't make you want to do anything, right? You still got to be careful because those things are right in your vibration, right?
Yeah.
These things could be spoken to life. You could probably be somebody that ain't never shot a gun, they ain't even think about shooting a gun or getting a gun, but you listening to somebody shooting each other down in the streets or whatever the case may be, and that stuff ends up coming your way. You know what I'm saying? So we still got to be careful, even in that aspect. You know what I'm saying? If you find yourself listening to more secular music than you have truth, I would just say truth content. It don't even have to be truth music. It could be, truth content, whether it be music, whether it be videos or whatever the case is. Could be somebody just talking. You know what I'm saying? We should definitely, put that stuff to the side, and kind of focus on this, because do I get in my mode? You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z, one of my favorite rappers. You know what I'm saying? I get into my mode where I go back to some of his old CDs, I listen to it or whatever. Hey, and then after a while, I put that stuff to the side. I got to throw on some Roe. You know what I'm saying? I got to throw on the rock. So hey, you definitely hitting that on the head. But you can go ahead and play that.
Now watch how this is a setup, right, in the music industry. Just because this is called, a lot of this is Chicago rappers, they're dying because of drill music, and this is all because the power of the tongue.
They say that what's the name was saying that brother was literally a walking devil.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm gonna play it.
Explaining every murder that King Von committed, part 2. Today
he's explaining every murder, right? This brother on the records speaking about murders and bodies he's been doing, right? Go ahead.
Today we got Von's second murder, which he committed in 2012. On October 29th, 2012, Von tweeted that he cannot hang out with his best friend T-Roy no more because he was winning in kill race.
That's crazy because he's winning. He got more bodies than him. And you got to understand, this is what a lot of the young generation is listening to. And this is what they're looking up to. These are the oppressors that is said in Isaiah 3.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
At the end, Von wrote that they should give him time until Friday, and he will tie the score with T-Roy.
Right. Look at it. He planned it. Give me till Friday. I'm going to kill this man. Little boy going to sleep like nothing's happening. I'm going to kill this man so I can tie the score with this man.
Von and T-Roy were best friends at the time. They were both from O Block and were both killers. One day later, on November 30th, Von went outside looking for ops. When he got to the 6200 block, he spotted his ops sitting on the porch. Von wasted no time and started firing shots at him. The guy who Von shot was P5. He got shot multiple times in his chest and arms and was later pronounced dead at the hospital. Just a minute after the hit, Von tweeted, "My 45th make his ass do 40 flips." With that, we can just see what a menace King Von was back in the day.
That's crazy. This man bragging that his 45 gun made this dude do 40 flips, right? Because the fact that this is all entertainment, because see, all entertainment is not real entertainment. This is real life. Mm-hmm. We be thinking these are all games. That's what the kids think. It's just music. Man, no, this is real life. This man turned that thing into real life, and then we look at it like it's nothing. And guess what? If you know the history of this little young man, I don't listen to his music. Be straight up. I really don't know him.
He trash anyway.
I don't listen to the brother music, but I definitely before I did this lesson, he was the first person that came in where I looked up something about, rappers doing RICO charges, right? Because his brother was locked up before. And I read some of his background. Guess where he learned this from? His daddy. His daddy was the same way. His daddy was in and out of prison. His daddy got killed in the street. And guess what? You follow under your father's footsteps. That's provoking your children in anger, teaching them how to be a killer. And now the mother has lost her little boy, and she's motherless right now. Childless, I shall say. She's childless because of the drill music that's happened in Chicago. That's why Chicago is a big capital of killing right now. right? Detroit used to be. All praises that it slowed down, right? Reason why it's so hardcore out there, because there's so much drill music out there. Everybody is trying to kill somebody off a block. Because all about words being said. And it's always saying, I heard you said about me, so I'm going to roll up on you. It's just all wordplay, right? So now, let me also get a video real quick. I'm going to go straight into it. Now, this brother wicked, but hey, who ain't of Israel ain't wicked? Let's just keep it a buck. That's not keeping the commandments. But he has some good points. He has some very good points. He kind of funny, but he also a coon at the same time. It's the brother Charleston White.
Oh yeah, that
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he can. As crazy as it sounds, you got to share your screen again because
I hit the wrong button. My bad.
But as crazy as it is, like he definitely make good points, man. He definitely make good points. But then he got that video where he literally, he trying to provoke the Israelites.
God.
You know what I'm saying? Where he's trying to talk about us. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, the brother wicked, but hey, and excuse the language because he does do a lot of graphic language. So just saying, preparing what's about to be said. I'm not gonna play the whole thing. I'm just gonna get out some points.
Just like every other kid, what we do, we cut on that television. So now, when we cutting on the television at this time, homie, gangsterism being introduced. Nigga, mama at home, and what I see on TV is being propagated, it's being glorified, imagery, right? It's no more.
That is so true. In order for you to hear the lyrics from a song, you have to imagine it. It becomes, because remember, we are visual people. So this is why the industry, they want to push out music videos so they can make their song come into reality. And when we see that, that's what we want to do.
And that's true because we do that with the scriptures.
Absolutely.
We paint the picture as we're being read and taught. We're trying to paint this into reality. And this is why a lot of us got these crazy doctrines because we're trying to paint something into reality. And we think the way that we see it or think it in our mind is what it's saying on the page. And that's what we be going off at. You know what I'm saying? So this is why you need elders, you need other brothers, you know what I'm saying, that's kind of y'all on the same wavelength, and y'all can literally kick it with each other because, again, it's just your mind. You don't have that much control to where you can stop it from imagining, what it is you reading. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times you have to fight. You got to literally hey, it don't say that. It says this right here. Forget what you imagining. Don't try to imagine it. Take it for what you see literally right here. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, go ahead, King.
Big Daddy Kane. There's no more Kid and Play. There's no more MC Hammer niggas dancing.
Right. That was when I first was hearing that kind of music from the late 80s, early 80s, early 90s. Big Daddy Kane, Kid and Play. They was called, especially Kid and Play, they were fun rappers, right? They just made you want to do that dance, and you liked the hairstyles and all that. This was when rap was fun, right? Like, this is something that you didn't really have to put your headphones and listen what your child is listening to. You can let it play all through the whole house and you have no issues, right? MC Hammer, he was very entertaining, right? And he can rap, but he was more known of dancing, right? He came out with the parachute pants. People was wearing parachute pants because of MC Hammer. We was looking crazy, but we was wearing them.
No,
hey, the haircuts, putting all those lines in our head, and the Jerry curl, little S curl tip on it, man. And them glasses, man. We thought we was fly with the shiny shoes.
Hey, I ain't want to talk, man. I ain't want to talk. I was in that Cameron and Men in Pink era.
Oh yeah, that was when rap became more feminine. It was heading that direction. God, let me finish.
Imagery is now being subjected to children. by through the hip hop
The
culture.
bad boy, the outlaw.
Come on, homie. NWA, the gangster. Nigga, fuck school. I pull a G about a week.
1, 2, I am. Is
Look at me.
I
Cut off my television. Nigga, them images that I see, that's like Uncle Wayne, the pimp.
Yeah, that's who you relate to.
Come on now. So now I'm spending the night over my homeboy houses. Nigga, they brothers is uncles is drug dealers and gangsters. They looking like the imagery. So now we're starting to take on the image. How do we learn the behavior of gangsters? Through the lyrics in the movies are now being shown to us.
That's all I want right there. That's how we become gangsters, because of lyrics, movies, what we watching, rather we hearing what they're saying. Because guess what? I haven't heard no one say growing up and said, I want to be like Moses. No one said that. No one said they want to be like King David. No man said that. What we said, we want to be Al Capone. We want to be Scarface. We want to be Chopper, LL Chopper. We want to be all these names. Listen to rappers.
Fictional
they call
characters.
it these. You said what?
They're fictional characters.
Absolutely. All through movies. And some of them, some of their lives that you got some of these characters that done it real, pushing that kind of weight, that you didn't see that on camera. Now they're making these movies of a documentary on purpose. Like, we're so good to make a documentary about a drug dealer.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You know what you're doing. You're using the masses of the black people, the Hispanic people, so we can relate to those things because we put them as our leaders, right? So in order to be cool, you got to be like Scarface. We like to use ad-libs, their words in movies in real life, right? Because we don't ad-lib the Bible. We don't ad-lib the Bible. We want to ad-lib rap music, and we want to ad-lib movies, gangster movies. Right, and I'm speaking for an experience. That's what I used to do. That's why certain things I can't listen to, right? Because I know my spirit. You know, my spirit is not connected to that anymore. I know what I want. I want to live for the Most High. I want to be a child of God. I want to be a teacher of the Most High. I want to get better of being a commandment keeper. I want that. I want that more than anything. In order for me to really take hold of these things, I have to separate myself from the words that I grew up with listening to. I have to separate myself. And in order for me to content, it's like some music I can listen to and don't create a problem for me. It's fine. But hey, for any of you brothers and sisters that are struggling with certain songs, you need to remove those things out your life if you don't have self-control. Point blank, period.
And I would say if you're struggling with remembering scripture, because a lot of that is you have all of these different things in your mind, right? Yes, the brain is a wonderful thing. It can hold a lot. But guess what? If you remove some of these things that we see, some of these TV shows and things of that nature, if you remove that from your diet, right, you're literally going to be able to dive into the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? You can read and understand more. You can literally watch classes and follow along, and you gain it, right? You remove and then you feel with the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And this is how, for the brothers and sisters that's inspiring to teach or whatever the case may be, or inspiring to be able to remember precept upon precept upon precept upon precept, right? Remove those things. You know what I'm saying? And it'll definitely help.
Hey, like you said earlier, man. Hey, my medicine right now to listen to that real good music now, like you said, you know my favorite rapper, Roe. Bro, that's my favorite rapper, man. He's got that sound that reminds me back how it used to, but it's saying it with a good message, right? You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's off rip, man. That's on point of exactly what you said, man. All right, let me get a precept with it. Give me Ephesians 4, chapter 29. Chapter 4, verse 29.
This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 4, and verse 29. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers.
That's what I was just talking about, right? Like, you know, in order for me to separate myself, hey, I want to remove those evil communications, remove those lyrics where they don't flow in my mind. And I want to be used to be edifying, that minister grace unto the hearers, right? I want to do that. That's what I kind of, the thing that I want to do for the Most High, right? Go ahead, verse 30.
And grieve not the Holy Spirit of God.
Right. How can you grieve it, right? Because you're trying to mix that in your life, right? Some things you got to take away, right? Like the brother said, like you can't even remember a precept because you can remember all the lyrics that you used to listen to that got you in a lot of trouble and stuff. Go ahead.
Whereby ye are sealed unto the day of redemption. Let all bitterness.
Right. That's what a lot of that stuff we listen to is, because a lot of that is bitterness, right? When you listen to a lot of the music, I'm just going to put me, I'm not going to put everybody in there. I'm just going to always use me as an example because I'm making myself accountable. When I used to listen to that, a lot of it was all because of bitterness to my own people. Go ahead.
And wrath.
Right. And wrath, ready to fight, ready to pop off anytime. Again, reason why a lot of that stuff was happening, because it was some fear in me, right? Because I had a Napoleon complex. Oh, little dude right here, little guy right here. So I feared that you're going to try to bully me. So I'm going to show you can't bully me. So it was mostly out of fear. It wasn't really because I wanted to fight you. It was really because you thought I was little and I couldn't handle myself, right? One thing about, there's nothing wrong with fighting, but it's what it is how you do it. Today's day is being, in my day, is being used wrong of hatred towards your brother. A lot of times, if you know how to use the fighting skills or whatever, it's a lot of times when you go to like boxing, or you may go into MMA, not MMA, but jujitsu and stuff like that. What they teach you not to fight in fear. They teach you to fight in discipline. That's the main thing. That's why it's important when my sons get a little bit developed and ready, I'm taking them into boxing to create discipline. Right? I can't allow my sons to go out there to think the way I was taught from my uncles and cousins and saying like, you got to do this and so you can have a good reputation. A lot of that stuff because you do it out of fear, because you may be the shortest dude, or rather you may be the biggest dude and you want to be like, I'm afraid that if I do fight somebody, I'm gonna hurt somebody. And then I want to be laughed at the crowd so they don't say and be like, you too big to get punked out like that. You know what I'm saying? And really inside, you don't really want to create that problem. But the crowd outside of you brings the fear. It ain't the person that's coming at you. You're not worried about that. It's the fear of the comments behind it, of the words. Right? Go ahead.
Slack man. I just had to remove that, whoever that was, in the comment section. Verse 31. Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor,
loud mouth,
and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice.
Right. You get that stuff away from you. When you in this truth, remove those things, right? Be in the spirit of the God. Go ahead.
And be ye kind one to another.
Be ye kind to one another. Respect your neighbors, right? Go ahead.
Tenderhearted. Forgiving one another.
And ain't no rappers forgiving one another through their lyrics, right? What do Rick Ross got an album called God Forgive and I Don't? You know what I'm saying? That's wicked. And you listen to that thing, man, it's really what it says. It makes you don't want to forgive. Continue.
Even as God, for Christ's sake, hath forgiven you.
Right. We gotta turn this whole thing around and do it for Christ's sake, right? Now give me Psalms 83 real quick, because it plays a part right here, right? It ain't just our community and how we started it. It's always coming from somebody who started it. We're gonna pick on them little teacups on the back of the head. You know, let's pick on them, man. Let's pick on them real quick, because we got to understand they the one that's controlling the whole narrative of this, right? So give me Psalms 83. And I want to just start at, let me see. I'm just trying to get there so I can look at where you can start at. Start at verse Just go ahead, start at verse 3.
All right, it's the book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
How they cut us off is because they want to put lyrics like that in the music so we can go out there and start killing one another. That's how they also cut us off, right? And that's the crafty counsel that they push, right? And I'm going to play this video real quick. And if this lady named Julie Greenwald, she's the chairman of Def Jam, right? And listen what this brother says right here. He had a deal, but he was wise enough to be smart about it, right? So let me go ahead. He's exposing what the industry is.
Is that AZ?
No, it's not AZ. Now, if this is a different AZ, I don't know. I know AZ that used to be around with Nas, but this AZ, if you're talking about the Nas AZ type,
yeah.
No, this ain't. No, that's not him.
What happened was once Julie Greenwald started to see what direction I was going in, she wasn't happy because they signed I got my buzz off that Come Again, Come Again when we on Me and True Life on Smack with Guns Out. They really much wanted me to go in there and do Shoot 'em Up, Bang Bang. And that's when I realized that these fucking record companies be behind a lot of the bullshit that we get. I experienced it. I experienced it firsthand where they told me, look, the executive said to me in my face, she said, bust your artistic nut on the rest of your album. I need my 3 singles to sell this shit. I need to sell it. So I got to do what sells, Saigon. This shit, saving your community and trying to save the children, the shit don't sell. So pretty much fuck you. What sells is bang, bang, kill them, gang banging, shoot them up, girl twerk, shake your ass, make yourself look like a worthless piece of meat. Twerk, the shit that's going on now. Still. You know what I'm saying? Every rapper's a gangbanger. Every male rapper's a gangbanger. Every female twerks and shows her titties. Like,
I'm sorry.
That's not by design. There's something behind that.
So exactly what the brother said. And you have to take his word because he's been in there. You know what I'm saying? See, and this is what they portrayed us to be, rappers, right? Because they want us to go out there to be used to destroy our people, right? And if you see, look, I'm going to pull this lady up, man. Look at this lady right here. You know good and well she don't listen to rap.
I don't know.
Hey, she will listen to it to find a way to make money, but she ain't bobbing her head like this is my favorite song.
Maybe
business.
I would say you would probably be right back then, but now, like, man, hey, all of them be knowing the lyrics. Like, they know the lyrics more than I do.
Well, you know what? When you think about Esau and them, that's how we make our money, right? That's how we make our money because they're the ones at the concerts. You know what I'm saying? They the ones that afford the front rows and then some of the drug dealers. But when you look at this lady right here, come on, man. She ain't listening to no T.I., Jay-Z. This woman ain't grew up in none of that stuff like that. She understood the business, how to make money like every other Jewish man.
Yeah.
They just learn how to make a business. They don't care. That's like what she said. This ain't gonna sell. I need booty shaking. I need the guns clapping. I need all that. I need the drugs. And we can make a video. I need 3 songs at least because she's trying to make a budget. So she's putting her budget into him and he's not making the money because good music doesn't sell, right? In order to make good music, I would say it has to go through the Israelite community. Again, shout out to my boy Roe. Again, I'm going to throw that out there. You know what I'm saying? So, but other than that, the music that we got, our artists, yeah, we got like Nas and all them, and everything. Nas is a very deep thought artist, but you got to understand he knows the game that he also got to put them up, shoot them up, bang bangs in there too, in order to make some type of profit. And now they got the new streaming where a lot of the rappers, they're not making money now like they used to. This is why they go independent. And this is why a lot of these rappers are going into movies and then a lot of more business because the industry has changed a lot. You're not making as much money anymore like you used to. Right? So because you got people like Julia Greenwald They're trying to make money off our people. That's why Psalms 83, read that verse 3 again.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones.
Right, that's the crafty counsel what she was telling her brother, like, you need to sell more shoot 'em up and twerking in the videos. Go ahead.
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
Right. Go ahead and shoot up to show your guns, because we can cut them off by putting this song in their neighborhood, then they can start killing one another. Go ahead.
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
As fast as we can get the song out, before we can let a young kid grow up and find out he's an Israelite, we can take him out. Right? They know what they're doing. Read verse 5 real quick.
For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee.
That's what they did. They had to have a meeting and said, hey, I don't know, Julia. I don't think this is going to sell. This guy got to really sell or shoot him up. He got to put his guns in there. If it even is not his guns, we can put our guns and give it to him. We can give him the fake money. We can give him the fake jewelry. We can do all that. That's what they're doing. That's the crafty counsel they do behind closed doors. They come together in one consent to destroy us. Right? So now give me James 5. Give me James chapter 5, and we're gonna start at verse 1. All right, give me James 5. Let me get there with you at. All right. Hold on one second. Let me get there with you. Okay.
All right.
Go ahead.
This is the book of James, chapter 5 and verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted.
Right. Your riches are corrupted, right? Because a lot of the stuff when you speak out of your mouth is all corrupted. And the jury, a lot of these rappers show, they're corrupted. The money, the how they said they got the money is corrupted. Right? The way they sell their songs and the way they put it out there in the industry is very much corrupted. Right? Go ahead.
And your garments are moth-eaten.
Right. Your garments are all your clothes, right? All your clothes is not even worthy of lasting long, right? You get a Gucci shirt, just wash it a few times, right? And see how much it fades away and starts shrinking on you. And you paid all that money for that Gucci shirt, that Louis Vuitton shirt, and you continue to wash that thing. Watch how eventually it's gonna be shriveled up on you. It ain't gonna be no good. But we like to brag and say this is the way to wear, and this is how you gotta be. Right? Go ahead.
Your gold and silver is cankered.
Your gold and silver is covered with a whole bunch of, let's say, rust. Right? It's covered with rust. Go ahead.
And the rest of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire.
Go ahead.
Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days.
Uh-huh.
Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud.
Right. So that is like, these are people you don't pay. Right? You don't pay your people. Right? You got all this money, but you don't want to help your community. Right? You want to floss all this money in the rap video, but you don't even want to go ahead and build something that's meaningful for your people. Right? You all you're doing is worrying about you. You know what I'm saying? You have not paid anything of your dues to the Most High. You have never given your thanks to the Most High. You feel like this is all you, and you working for Esau now. Go ahead.
And the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabbath.
Right, because do you know what they end up doing? Right, we got Friday night concerts. Right, you got these Friday night concerts, so we go ahead and spend our money and go ahead and see our favorite rapper on stage that's breaking the law. And then guess what? After the concert is almost 99% of the time is either a fight that come out or someone got shot and killed. Right, because you breaking the law of the Most High anyway. Go ahead.
You have lived in pleasure on the earth and been wanton.
You don't need for nothing, right? You got full of luxury. You have everything. You know what I'm saying? You feel like you the dopest thing than sliced bread. Go ahead.
Ye have nourished your hearts as in the day of slaughter.
Right. You have put yourself in the mind that, hey, what do our people say? Now, hey, we're going to die someday. I don't care as long as I go get this money.
God.
You know, go ahead.
Ye have condemned and killed the just.
You did what?
Ye have condemned and killed the just.
Right. That's what a lot of rap music do. It has killed many and it has condemned many. We've been in many fights because of rap songs. Right? We've been a lot of even when you play, think about it, you just have a little family gathering and you may have or a friend gathering, you may play some cards and you may have a little bit of liquor, and then you got the music playing in the background. Man, I'm telling you, if depending on the person, if he's an alcoholic and he's also a gambler and that music is playing at the same time, that's a bad combination. That's a fight that might happen, that might break off. I'm telling you. It might be not the person on the table. It could be somebody around them.
Okay. Hey, and that's why we tell you stop celebrating these holidays. Because that's like quadruple spirits. You know, on top of that. You know what I'm saying? That's why we literally, when we gather, when it's an Israelite gathering, you know what I'm saying? It more times than not, that don't happen. You know what I'm saying? That stuff don't happen. I ain't saying nobody ever didn't get into it or anything of that nature, but for the most part, that don't happen. It ain't even happened in no gathering that I've been to. I'll just say that.
Absolutely. Okay. All right, go ahead.
All right, verse.
Just finish off 6 again. Just start off at 6 and finish it off.
Verse 6. Ye have condemned and killed the just, and he doth not resist you.
Right. And they do not resist you. So think about it, right? You got to look at the whole aspect. Music kill our people. The music that they playing right now is killing our people. And these rappers that gloats about it, making all this money and all the good clothes that they're wearing and the fancy cars, they're part of the reason. They're being used. They're puppets from the little teacup hat guys. They're being puppets, pull them strings. They're pulling the strings. Right, and they're using you and to make you feel like I'm guiltiness, like guiltless. I ain't making nobody pick up a gun when I say what I'm saying. Like, yes, you are, because there's power in your tongue. Hey, what did the Bible say? If we pray to the Most High and have faith, that's power right there, right? You can move mountains, right? You can move all kind of situations that comes in your life. Right, those kind of high mountains, the high authorities over you. You can do good with the authority over you as long as you keep the commandments. You can remove those type of high power people away from your life if you keep and you pray to the Most High God, because it's power in your tongue. And you got to believe that thing. So guess what? When a rapper is rapping, he's believing what he's saying, but he's selling it. And then when he's off camera, he like, hey, because he's really he hypnotized. Yeah. They hypnotize these people and they start saying and going and going and going. That's why they serving weed on top of weed on top of weed and liquor and ecstasy and all kind of Percocets and all kind of cocaine. Get them high to say what they need to say because they be out their mind.
And they tell you what? I don't let my kids listen to this.
Absolutely. Cardi B said that. Cardi B literally said, I wouldn't allow my sister to listen to that. What was that song she had with that Megan Thee Stallion? Whatever. I never heard it, but I know about it. What's the name of that song? You heard it?
I don't even want to say it. The people know. The people.
Okay, come. Let it be what it is. Let it be what it is. But I heard Cardi B say that, right? So
hey, I literally heard literally today the other one, the red girl. You know what I'm saying?
Sexy Red.
Yeah, I just call her Red Girl. But
Black Wendy.
Yeah, she literally said today that her kids listen to her stuff.
Hey, that's why 2 Ezra 5 and 8, women gonna bring out monstrous children. Another little Wendy, Red Wendy. All right, give me James 2. Let's go back. Go James 2. Let's start at verse 1.
All right, it's the book of James, chapter 2, verse 1. My brethren, have not the faith of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Lord of glory, with respect of persons.
Mm-hmm. Hey, that's what's going on. This is what's going on. Read that one more time.
My brethren, have not the faith of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Lord of glory, with respect of persons.
Right. So we shouldn't have favoritism. This is what this is talking about. Have no favoritism or respect of person. Because you know what happens? We always trying to choose who's the favorite lyrical killer. That's what it is. We want to choose who's the most favorite lyrical killer that influenced us in our lives. And we would like to say, this will he helped me get through. Help you get through a lot of fights. I can tell you that. It made you stand up to the person that you want to stand up to. I can admit that. You know what I'm saying? I've been through different phases of rappers, right? I used to be a Bone Thugs and Harmony fan, right? I used to do that. I used to rap that. I used to listen to it. I used to stop it and hear it in slow motion. I did everything because I wanted to perfect the lyrics. I studied them. And then when I got older, you know, and all praise to the Most High God, they got a thing in their album on East 1999. It's an Ouija board thing, and they got these demons on a 4 sides of them, and you put the words in the mirror because it's written in you got it written backwards. So a lot of that stuff you're putting curses all the way through if you read the whole thing. Thank God for whatever Most High always had my back without even knowing. I had never read the whole thing. I always tried, and my mom used to always call me for some odd reason. I had to go do something. I'm like, dang, man, I can't never finish reading that. And I end up losing it. But all praise to the Most High. Ain't no telling what kind of curse I was putting in my life, but death. And this is the reason why I used to have deadly dreams and deadly situations coming in my life, because I listened to those things, allowing those spirits to control my mind. And then when I graduated from them, I go ahead and listen to 50 Cent. Now I got 50 Cent. Now I want a gun. I want a gun. I go to T.I. Now I want a gun. I want to fight. I want to keep doing that. And then after that, I go listen to Beanie Siegel and all that. Now I got my CPL. Now I'm thinking in my mind, I'm thinking like what Beanie and them saying. I will pull this thing out. That's because of the fact that these lyrics will destroy you. And I'm telling you for a fact it will. Continue to listen to it and tell me if I'm wrong. Rather, if it's R&B will make you to a person that want to have sex all the time. Certain songs. Shoot, for real. Like, continue to listen to these things. You see how strong those spirits are. But hey, all praise to the Most High, man. Remove that stuff from you, man. Now I am who I am. And I can't go back to that because it's foolish. Okay. Right? Go to verse 2.
Quick sidebar, real quick. Don't remove it all the way. We gotta wait till we have our karaoke competition, right? And you gotta do Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Hey, but remember, I said certain songs. See, I can do certain songs. I can't go to them deep ones.
Yeah,
I could do certain songs.
Hey, I'm just talking about because Malak Zaquan, you know what I'm saying? We got challenged, man, by LOI Jersey, man. So we gotta do our thing.
With Bone Thugs and Harmony?
God.
Oh, they don't want that. Oh man, they don't want that. We can slow it up and say the words and everything. We don't want that. God, all praises.
Let me keep going though, y'all. So James chapter 2, verse 2. For if there come unto your assembly a man with a gold ring and goodly apparel, and there come in also a poor man in vile raiment, and ye have respect to him that weareth the gay clothing.
Right. So, hey, this is talking about good clothing, right? Okay. Proper, good looking clothing. But guess what? We can use this today. People wearing gay clothing, and people want to wear gay clothing now. You know what I'm saying? People want to hey, I like the way the tight pants and the skinny jeans and all that. People are wearing that. Right? You know what I'm saying? That's a style. But guess what? We always showing somebody respect that got money, right? God, that's what so makes us good as an Israelite community. Like when you waking up to the truth, man, you realize that I'm a poor man. I'm very poor, and you have to acknowledge it, but you're rich in spirit. You have to acknowledge that you're really rich in spirit because of the fact that this is all temporary down here, temporary riches. Right? When you come in this truth, you understand that, hey, man, I like the way the Most High is dealing with me. You know what I'm saying? Some people come in this truth where they started off with a lot of money and then they lost their money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, and take that, count it all joy with that, because of the fact that the Most High is dealing with you. He got to purge you, got to burn you out, get that gold built in you, right? To get rid of that impurifications out of you and let you know that the money is not the direction. It's his word is this direction. Go ahead.
And ye have respect to him that weareth the gay clothing, and say unto him, sit thou here in a good place, and say to the poor, stand thou there, or sit here under my footstool.
Right. You saying like, hey man, you sit next to me, but you man, you sit underneath me. You know what I'm saying? Very disrespectful. That's what a lot of rappers do. That's why it's always called beef. Right? Go ahead.
Are ye not then partial in yourselves, and are become judges of evil thoughts? Hearken, my beloved brethren, hath not God chosen the poor of this world?
He did what?
Chosen the poor of this world?
The poor of this world is the Israelites, right? He's not talking about the Esau. He's not talking about Ishmael, because they're not the poor of this world. We are the poor of this world because we lost our land, we lost our language, we lost our family, we lost our God, we lost everything. This is why we become poor, right? Mm-hmm. You can have a lot of money all you want as being an Israelite. You can be a millionaire as an Israelite, but guess what? You still poor because you stripped from your land and your inheritance. Go ahead.
Rich in faith.
That's what he say. What are you?
Rich in faith.
You rich in faith. How? Because you have faith in the law, statutes, and commandments. Go ahead.
And heirs of the kingdom.
There we go. We rising up. We the heirs of the kingdom. We make the kingdom. Go ahead.
Which he hath promised to them that love him.
That's what we told Abraham from the beginning, and this is what he's still telling us now because we still living. Go ahead.
But ye have despised the poor.
Right, you hate your own people. These rappers hate their own people. Go ahead.
Do not rich men oppress you?
They oppress you through their lyrics. Go ahead.
And draw you before the judgment seats.
They draw you before the judgment seats because they got you killing one another. So now you at the judgment seats explaining why you killed his brother or why you killed his sister. Right? All right, we got a couple more and we're gonna shut it down. Give me a Sirach. Give me a precept. Give me a precept. Sirach 13. Right? Precept. Sirach 13 and 23.
All right. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 13, verse 23. When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue.
When a rich man speaketh, everybody want to listen and be quiet. Right? But when especially when we talk about the other nations, when they speak their words, man, our people want to shut up and listen, right? Our people, when Donald Trump come and talk on the microphones, man, everybody shut up and let's listen to Donald Trump. When brothers like us say that, thus says the Lord, we are the Israelites, oh, man, nobody listen to that stupid stuff right there, man. Man, we was on stage, they be throwing all kind of tomatoes at us, man. Shoot, if we can let us, they can let us weapons in, man. They'll be trying to throw knives and shoot at us in the auditorium. But if Donald Trump say what he's going to say, it's just like what they're saying. They're waiting for him to respond for a war. What America's going to do to help Israel? Everybody's quiet and ready for his word. Nobody trying to listen to what we saying. Continue.
When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue, and look what he saith. They extol it to the clouds.
Right, they be all in their mind looking like, man, he got a point. Just hypnotize what he's saying. Go ahead.
But if the poor man speak,
we go out there and street teach.
They say, what fellow is this?
Hey, they come around. What is this stuff on these poster boards, man? Why y'all pushing all this hate? Go ahead.
And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him.
Right, that's why they're doing. They're watching us as an Israelite community. That's why you got all these Christian apologists pulling up to these camps, waiting for us to stumble and go ahead and tape it and say, I got him. He don't know what he's talking about. Mm-hmm. And they want to expose us like that, right? Because we're considered as the poor man. But let's say Joe Osteen get on the microphone in the street. He said he hitting every point. They're going to listen and say, you're right, you're right, you're right. Because when a black man that don't got a degree, what they say you got to have a degree to and understand the Bible, you don't fit the description for us to listen. You will never find in the scripture say, in order to understand my word, you have to have a Catholic degree or a Baptist degree. Get out of here. All right. Give me one more on Proverbs 15:4 to sum it all up.
All right. This is the book of Proverbs.
Hold on, let me get that with you. All right. I'm there.
Chapter 15 and verse 4. A wholesome tongue is a tree of life.
Right. And the whole thing in a nutshell, a wholesome tongue is a tree of life, right? So when you talking to your neighbors, when you're dealing with your brothers and sisters, you should have a wholesome tongue, a respectful way to talk to your neighbor. Instead of always trying to disrespect them. You said what?
Say, and your children.
And exactly, and your children, right? Got to know how to talk to your people, right? And the thing is, the key thing what you said about the children, if you don't know how to talk to your children, how can you talk to your congregation? How can you do that? And if you can't talk to your wife, then how can you talk to the women of the congregation? And if you can't talk to your mom and your dad or your brother that's in your family, how can you talk to your brother that's dear to you that speaks the truth about life? How can you do that? You don't even have respect for the people you should be having respect for. You know what I'm saying? It starts from your home, but you don't want to respect them, but you want to come to the congregation and want them to demand a respect back from you. You know, that doesn't work like that. The Most High knows all. He knows what we do from when we're away from the body. He knows our households. He knows the way we talk, right? You know how you talk to your children. You know how you talk to your mom or your dad, right? If you disrespectful, telling them shut the F up, I ain't doing nothing for you, you too old, you stupid, you telling your parents like that, your days with the Most High said be shortened, right? And if you think it ain't short enough, wait till the day he see you on the day of judgment. He gonna tear your butt up.
Okay.
But you want to talk to the congregation and you want to teach the congregation and demand respect, but you can't respect your mom and dad or your wife or your children. Your wife should be, your mom, your dad, and your wife should be the first on the list that you should be respecting. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't respect your wife, you don't respect yourself. If you don't respect your children, then you still don't respect yourself. Continue.
I'm gonna start at the top again. A wholesome tongue is a tree of life, but perverseness therein is a breach in the spirit.
Right, perverseness, all that wickedness, right? It destroys the spirit, man. So everything that I'm saying to y'all, brothers and sisters, man, understand it's power of the words that comes out of our mouth, and we have to be careful what we're saying, and we have to have self-control over the tongue. Understand, we're not saying be a pushover, because there's no such thing as an Israelite being a pushover. We should learn how to be a pushover to one another, I shall say, in different ways, right? You know what I mean by that, like learning not to always answer a question, don't always say something when you don't have to say anything, right? You don't gotta just because someone said that they don't like the way you teach or they don't like the way what you believe, you gotta say something with a bad attitude. You can just let that thing go. Let them have that. But as long as nobody putting their hands on you, man, it's nothing to talk about. And it's nothing to argue about. Always remember the Bible said, always have peace amongst one another. That's what Paul was saying. Keep peace amongst another, because it's like that. So when you're in your congregation, even when you're in leadership, learn your congregation and learn how to talk to your congregation. You know what I'm saying? And even if you have to go into a way that you have to put your foot down in the congregation, you have to understand that the people that's receiving it, they also got to receive it back. They got to understand that it's a fair ground of how it's coming out. So other than that, I land there. You got anything, brother? Hey, you froze, brother. Hey, Debat, is you all right? Well, the brother got booted out. Hey, we dealing with Esau technology, and it's all good. But I'm gonna I'll close it out, right? So what we got right here is the on the ticker. You know, we got the lionsofisrael.com. You can donate. You can send it to Cash App us at $LOI Detroit. You can, if you have any questions, you can call us at for LOI Detroit. Call us at the 313-484-0829, or you can email us at loidetroit12@gmail.com. It's a pleasure of being here with y'all, brothers and sisters. Also, I'm going to throw this out there. I don't have the flyer on me, but you know, July 13th is the Children Fun Day. You know, definitely any brothers and sisters that's in camps, you know, definitely come through. We're throwing an event for the children, and definitely hope that you guys can make it. It's $15 for family and $10 within itself for a single person to come in at a park. So we'll keep it updated and keep it going. I see you back to box. You got anything, bro?
No, I could just flash the flyer on here.
Okay, con.
As I came in with you on that. I don't know what's going on, man. Esau don't like me today.
Man, Esau a problem, man. And I want to throw a shout out, man, to the sisters in LOI Detroit, right? So first and foremost, I'm gonna start with my wife. She the one put this flyer together. So I appreciate what she have done. She worked hard on it and she got it going. And the second announcement for the sister that had the idea to put this together, give it to my brother Debak, his wife, sister Lahat, that came with the idea, and all the other sisters that surround that help making it be what it is. All the sisters in LOI Detroit, man, we appreciate y'all. Y'all, we are no leaders without y'all, right? So we definitely appreciate y'all. And all the sisters, man, and all the brothers, man, we're going to work hard to get this together. And we hope y'all brothers and sisters get a chance to come to the event. Other than that, that's all I got, brother.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, all praises. Salakia for getting cut out. I know it ain't my fault. You know what I'm saying? But you know, as soon as I wanted to bring out a scripture, here it go, me getting kicked. But man, congregate if you're gonna congregate. If you're gonna rest, definitely rest. You know what I'm saying? And we'll be right back on with Priest in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Holding it down and bringing them on.
Hold on 1 second. Also, you're right. I mean, bringing up Priest. We also in LOI, the whole camp. We have a list of brothers that's out there bringing out lessons. Also, I'm going back for today. The brother Sham, check out his video, is out there. Definitely take a look at it. Very important and edifying class. And then going back, like you said, Priest is Saturday. Then we have our in-house class where our elder Karab bringing out the lesson. Then you got Monday, me and the brother Ara and Palau. We got the Monday class. We setting up our stuff right now. It's called APM LOI. What that is Ara, Palau, and Micah Allah, right? And then that's a Monday class. And then you also got Wednesday class that's in-house that our elder Zahab got a class going on. And then Thursday we got the brother Micah Allah and LOI Colorado. You know, he's bringing out, he got one yesterday that he brought out, so please check that out too. And then you got us on Fridays and Priest on Saturdays. So LOI is definitely doing their thing, man.
Okay. All right. Well, praise to the Most High. Make sure y'all subscribing, and sharing all of the channels. You know, whenever you get when you get time, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely free, and then it definitely helps us, help y'all and help the people. And you know, reach those different people throughout the world, you know, because you never know who's gonna catch on and watch it and see your video. You know what I'm saying? So hey, all praise to the Most High. All right, shalom, y'all. Shalom. We love y'all, Israel. Hey, keep on keeping these commandments, man, because with all of this stuff going on, you know, and in those other countries with that war, you know, it been kicked off, you know, years ago, but as we seeing the day approach, it's getting worse and worse. You know what I'm saying? And hey, it'll be in America, you know, soon enough. So hey, stay girded, and hey, shalom.
Shalom.
Number one. talk, the cowards gon' hate it. No matter what they say, I'ma go get it done. There's really no choice if you from where I'm from. Some people gon' be glad, others gon' be mad. You juicing off the hate and relapse, so you need rehab. I could show you things, all you see is the rings. Don't get blinded by ice, my brother. Pick a lane, learn a skill that'll get you very well paid. Investing in trades like a monopoly game. All you need is your brain and be willing to change. You'll have obstacles in life, but don't look at it strange. Adapt to your environments, get well rounded. In the laws of the Most High, stay well grounded. Things happen and life goes on. Let the haters hate while you stay strong.
Don't say I can't have it, 'cause that just makes me want it more. Number one status.
Number one.
I gotta do good every time before. Don't be mad at me when I get it.
Don't be mad, bro.
You gon' be mad at me when I get it done.
I'ma get it done.
Don't be mad.
Do what you need to do, there's a king in you. But if talent don't work, it won't be useful. I remember the times of free school lunch. Whatever we didn't eat, moms took it for our brunch. Pops was working hard, now I know how it feels to have extra. He used to bring us meals on wheels. If you know, you know. Free things was a major help. That's why anytime I get, I always try to help. Those who are in need, who know are sincere. It makes me feel good when they smiling from ear to ear. Let them be mad, I'm bearing my cross. All my failures was a lesson, never counted a loss. Edomites make way, cause they know I'm a boss. Sitting in the Lambo, while they sit in the porch. And they wondering how, so they try to converse. The ones that smile in your face are usually the
Don't
worst.
say I can't have